The news surrounding Russell Brand is expanding and changing quicker than I can make videos about it, because I did one video this morning and then I've been doing drafting work all day, and then I find several bits of news to talk about. So I'll do my best to bring some of those to you throughout the rest of this day. This first one is quite interesting because it is a direct response, it would seem, to Elon Musk at X Corp. So working in reverse, showing you the response from Elon Musk that we believe is a cause of this bit of news is as follows. Russell Brand initially posted his preemptive publication against these allegations before they hit the press. And Elon Musk replied, of course, they don't like competition. In response to Russell Brand posting this video saying this is happening. Now, it appears that in response to that, there is another letter dated yesterday, which is why it's coming to the forefront today, from the Culture, Media and Sport Committee, the House of Commons, just like the other letters that I'll talk about in a video that hasn't even gone out yet because it's been uploading most of the day. This letter to X Corp reads as follows. I'm writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand in the context of his having 11.3 million followers on X. Twitter, for those that are uninitiated so far. The Culture Media Sport Committee is raising questions with the broadcasters and production companies who previously employed Mr. Brand to examine both the culture and the industry in the past and whether that culture still prevails today, broadly similar to the other letters. However, we're also looking at his use of social media, including on X, where he's shared his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4 dispatches. While we recognise that X is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform, much like the other letters, which you'll see in a video that will go out before this one, but is uploading at the time of recording. We would be grateful, the letter goes on, if you could confirm whether Mr. Brand monetizes his content, and if so, we would like to know whether X intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. Again, as in my other video, making the direct question as to whether or not X is going to suspend his monetization on the platform. Now, I understand that many people are going to disagree with this, and you might be right, because if the allegations turn out to be false, then this is quite a severe move for a government committee to be stepping in to ask private companies whether they are going to suspend monetization of an individual against whom these allegations have been made. That's not to say it's right, it's not to say it's wrong. But as I've said in my other video, which you've probably watched by now, if you haven't, I'll link that in the description below as well, there must be more to this that we don't yet know. That is my only feasible conclusion, because I cannot fathom that these letters would go out without some sort of information behind it. But there's more to this letter. It goes on. We'd be grateful if you could confirm. We want to know whether X intends on joining YouTube. It goes on. Given Elon Musk's response to Mr. Brand's tweet, so it is a direct response to the tweet regarding the allegations, where he wrote, of course, they don't like competition. We are also keen to understand whether Mr. Musk has personally intervened in any decisions on Mr. Brand's status on the platform. We would like to know what X is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. Again, tailing off much like the other letters. So this, a direct quote, which I've never really seen before in this sort of context, in response to allegations that have been published in a media organization, a direct quote by a government committee to a private company asking, first of all, whether they're going to suspend monetization on the platform, and secondly, directly quoting a tweet and asking as a result of that tweet, we want to know whether you've had any personal involvement with any decisions with regard to his status on the platform. Now, this might be quite interesting to look at the origins of Russell Brand's YouTube channel and why it is believed, or at least it is reported to be believed, that his channel grew so much in the first place. The BBC had a take on this, which I will also link in the description below. The BBC talks about why the channel got so big, and this is possibly a hint as to, not a deliberate hint, you understand, but a hint nonetheless as to why the channel might have grown, why he may have attracted scrutiny, potentially upset people, and so on, which is broadly what I believe has happened. I broadly believe that people have been upset by what he's been saying, and there may be more behind these allegations. There's more than one thing at play here. It cannot just be one thing, but I think it all stems from the YouTube channel itself. So the BBC report starts to say that his channel had around 100,000 views per video, but then until early 2021. But then the BBC says the tone of the videos shifted and that his audience started to rise sharply, almost doubling to nearly 5 million by the end of 2021. Now standing at 6.6 million, alongside obviously a strong following on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. The BBC says that this new fan base may be discussing this great reset, which if you've watched any of his videos, you would be familiar with that. Having looked in for this video, I am familiar with the term and what they're talking about. Discussing them as a vague set of proposals from an influential think tank to rebuild the economy after COVID. The BBC goes on to highlight that whilst the videos beforehand were getting in the region of 100,000 or 200,000 views, which is still quite a lot, by the way. I consider my videos have done well if they get 100,000 views, to this Great Reset video getting almost 3 million views. And then subsequent video titles such as The Great Reset is Happening, Not a Conspiracy, using words like a lie, the BBC says, hid, exposed, all of these began to appear in the headlines, then talking about COVID and vaccines and all of these sorts of things. And so this BBC report suggests that the tone of these videos has made his channel grow exponentially. And then the BBC article and the quotes within it concludes that his viewers then became mistrustful of mainstream media. As you probably know, if you've watched any of his videos, this is what he's talking about, and were happy to come to his defense. So in the conclusion of this BBC article, with quotes from Dr. Carol Jasper, a social psychologist for the University of Stirling, says leaders tend to be created by followers rather than the other way around, and suspects that Russell Brand has been emboldened by the following, encouraged by popularity and motivated to continue, adding that making money could have been another incentive. So whilst it doesn't directly say that the growth of the YouTube channel based on, let's call them conspiracy theories, for want of a better description, is a direct cause of this media investigation, we'll call that for the time being. The timing of it certainly suggests that there might be some link between the two, because obviously his narrative against the mainstream media and then the reports by the mainstream media, whilst correlation doesn't necessarily prove causation, it's certainly a reasonable suggestion that this is the case here. So you'll let me know what you think. I am just giving you a neutral perspective on what I read here and what might be likely. I maintain the view that there must be more information behind the scenes that we don't know yet. And I suspect that in due time, we probably will know. And I think it's going to be drip-fed as time goes on. But in the meantime, if you find these snippets useful, please do remember to like this video and subscribe, because I also depend on you, my viewers, to watch my channel, and I thank you heartily for that. In the meantime, thank you for watching.